Good morning, everybody. It's a little cold out, so I'm a little disappointed. I had to come out here this morning before I actually got to work on my day job. And as you can see behind me, there's a tree down there. Yesterday they came out and we're moving some of the dead trees as well as a few others that were in the wrong places. So I had 2 volunteer loquat trees next to one, and let me show you what happened to that. So here it is. There's the tree, and it was close to it, and yes, they probably did everything that they could, but as you can see, the other one. Okay, so here is the one that actually is still standing, and I'm going to want an air layer up above that little Y right there to take the top with me. And when you air layer plants, the age of the layer is the age of your original tree, so you're able to get fruiting a lot quicker than if you were to grow it from seed. So this pine tree needs to probably go too, but if they take that down, then it's going to hit my garden right behind it, the weedy garden right behind it. But that would free up a lot of light for this loquat tree if they could get it down without killing it or tearing a bunch of branches off of it. And so it's been blooming for since the end of October. And let me see if I can get it. There you go. You can see that it still blooms coming out. But what I'm going to go do now is try to save that little plant, that younger tree. So that one right there. Okay. And I mean, it's got a good root system. I just feel bad when any plant is, especially fruit-bearing plant is destroyed, for somebody else's gain. And obviously it was, I think, because it was actually on this side of the tree. I mean, it was right here in this area. So why they have to cut it and pick it up and throw it over there? And you can see here's the other branch I cut off right here that's stuck underneath the tree, because before they even took the tree down, they just pulled it up and threw it over here. It's labeled what it is. So I got my label on there, so I went and labeled all my trees and stuff here. But all right, y'all think I have enough pots here? This is just some of them that was left over. But that one right there, that big one sitting up top, I think that's what I'm going to use for this tree. Maybe, let me see over here. It gets snaky in here, and maybe that one instead. No. Let me go with this one. I've got another use for that one. I think that was one of the culprits right there. And it looks like they got a stump grinder over there too. I guess they'll be back today. We'll see what else they'll destroy. Okay, so I've got quite a bit in here, and now I'm going to my compost pile. Let's see, how do I get out of here? Okay, sorry about the camera. I'm headed over to my compost pile. Yes, it's gonna shake here, but here's, get it down there. There's the compost. Oh, okay, there was a whole bunch of crepe myrtles in here, young ones. You know, they just spring up everywhere, but it was a nice little grove of them, and they would have. There's still some more there, but they're gone. But there wasn't a tree here, so I'm not sure why they backed over them. Wasn't okay. Yes, this is my compost pile, which I've just started redoing my compost pile over here. This has just been sitting here and rotting. It didn't stink or anything, but it didn't, you know, I wasn't really good with the layers on it. And then I've got in between those weeds there, I have mint growing up on this side. So you can see actually mint here too. So before I get and clean up this side, and I'm trying to layer into there now, and I'm going to expand the pallets around. And so once I'm going to dig out this area here and use this in some pots. But they took out this dead tree here, and I spent the other evening digging up terracotta pots here. I've got a whole truckload of them in the back of my truck, and there are some broken ones that I found while digging them out. I just thought it was a hill here, and then you see the black plastic and stuff, and I knew a few were over here, but I didn't really realize what all I had underneath there. But you see they broke some more in getting to that tree, but that's okay. But got that tree down. And then that's the old greenhouse that had one of the storms came through and took out a tree. 2 trees hit it. Now the original owners, they started growing things in here, but it didn't have enough light getting on it. So they abandoned this, and I had thought about fixing it up. And that's just it's not PVC, but it's like electrical conduit they made it out of, and it's the gray stuff. It's bent, but there's plenty around here to replace those, and maybe I can get it back up. But here they came in here and did some. Oh, I think I hear them coming again. Let me go get that tree out of the driveway. Here's the tree that I rescued this morning. Okay, it's looking kind of sad. I need to take off most of those leaves, cut it back until the root ball grows back. Let's see here. I've been spraying it down. I really gave it a lot of water this morning, but it's just sad looking. So I'll get out here tomorrow morning and work on this. I've got, as you see, I tied it up so I could move it with a dolly. I was just only one person, so as I was moving it, though, I didn't really tie those tight because I was going to take that off. But unfortunately, that is the top, or that is part of the other tree. It's a limb off of it, and it's now laying back there. So I'm going to go try and save that one. Now I did come out and ask them today to save it. But by that time they had already run it over a couple times, and even after I asked them to save it, it got cracked up pretty good. So I'm not sure if I can save this one. The base, the trunk of it down below is broken, cracked in half. And there's the bottom of it, but that's what's left of the top. You can see it's all beat up. I'm gonna have to cut those branches off. But here's the bottom. See how cracked that is? I'm gonna take this out of here. Okay. Some of you guys may think that I'm over worrying about this. But when you baby something and it takes so long for it to actually fruit, and I babied this for about 5 years. Yes, it wasn't in the ideal place, but it's still heartbreaking. As you can see, the top tore out. That's over there in the bucket. You know, I've got that limb coming off. I'm gonna have to cut this limb here. And I'm gonna have to cut off. Try to put that in water. Got a big old scrape down the side. And let's see, the crack in the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tie that together down there, and then maybe about this area I will scrape a portion of that on off, and go ahead, try to air layer it, and then try to root those other branches. We'll see. Let me get to work here. I still got to get this, find another pot that'll fit in. That's a big span of roots there. Okay, well, there goes my compost pile. Yep, it's back there, right there, but the good stuff is all underneath this brush right here. I mean, they're doing a good job cleaning up their crap and getting the other stuff out of the way, but I'm sorry, guys. You know, you work hard, and I know I'm being unreasonable. I know that it's going to be better getting all these trees out of here, but I just wish I had a little bit more time before, you know, maybe I could have moved it if they needed it moved. Just come tell me, you know, instead of just running all over shit. I'm sorry. Just come tell me. And here's the chase tree. Yeah, that needed trim back too. But anyway. Yep. Let's see. I gotta find a very large pot again. So I'm gonna go searching. I've got a bunch of piles to look at. Maybe I'll find one here. Okay, everybody, this is that tree. Yeah, it's pretty beaten up. There is not a leaf left on it. Only one limb there. So I'm hoping fix the bottom, the base of it. It's not perfect, and I did try to tie it back together, but maybe it'll survive. This other one, trying to defoliate it a little bit, so I'm cutting the leaves in half and taking the bulk of them off. But that looks pretty sad too. And I put the rope around it just to move it. So I've got to take the rope off in the morning and take the stakes out of there. It's not doing anything anymore, but I needed that for the dolly. These other ones, these are limbs off of that last tree that I found, the top and some of the limbs, and I'm cutting those in half and going to thin those out too. Maybe in the morning I'll put some rooting hormone into the bucket and just keep a watch on it. Let me put this one over there. This one I doubt will do anything. It was pretty, just tore off there. But it's getting late. Mosquitoes are driving me crazy. And I'm just heartbroken. They just didn't care about it. Yep, they didn't care. So not only did they not care about the trees, they were told not to run across the septic tank. We have a few here on the property. The one to the house, they drove a big truck across yesterday, and we have to get that borescoped out. The other one in the very back, they found it today and ran right over it and cracked it. So I think they filled that one in instead of fixing it. They also ran over took the stump grinders and ran over one of the pipes coming into the house. So it was without water for a while, and it's just been one calamity after another, and they're wanting to come back out to get more trees. They're supposed to be cleaning up more tomorrow. I cannot wait to see what else they come up with. I mean, this is really disheartening, and I'm very upset. And whoops, mosquito. Yeah, the mosquitoes are killing me out here. But I'm just really upset about it. So no, I'm not gonna cry, but it's just kind of maddening. And oh well.